Welcome back to Turn Pain into Power podcast. Today's episode is real deep to me, and it is for my chosen ones. It's called Chosen Ones. It's called They Can't Take It From Us because it's not on us, it's in us. Yes. So let's get right into today's topic. And today I'm going to give you, I usually give a personal experience, but today I'm going to do it a little bit differently. So I'm going to give you an example from the Bible, and it's Joseph's story. So chosen ones, this topic is for us today. So you know that light that we carry, that light that God put in us. And it feels like a lot of times some of the closest people to us are against us or trying to drag us down or just trying to dim our light. And I want to let y'all know that life is not easy for a chosen one, but we always win in the end. So do not get discouraged. Our journey is hard, and our purpose here on earth is very clear. It's to share that light. It's to speak life into others. And we always win in the end because that same light, it destines us for greatness. Yes, I realized this not too long ago. I realized my purpose about 1.5 years ago. And when you live in your purpose, it becomes clear. A lot of the times we get stuck into this mode of why me? Why is it so hard? And a lot of the times it's that same attitude and perception that holds us back from reaching our purpose. You have to understand that a chosen one's purpose, the journey is not going to be easy because it can't be. You can't break generational curses on an easy passage, because how will you realize what you're living in, what you grew up in, that needs to be, what chain and bondage that has been holding you and your generations back needs to be broken. You won't realize it if in a comfort zone, in an easy passage. And a lot of the times it's that same why you attitude that distance us away from certain family members, distance us away from the closest people, certain friends, because they wonder why you. And that's why Joseph's story resonates so much with me, because I've been through that so many times where it's like you feel like some of the closest friends that you've had been haters, been low-key like hating on you, and it's that same attitude, like why her? Please remember to go ahead and check out my custom t-shirts at www.custom-art-t-shirts.myshopify.com. Link is in the bio, also on your screen. And this painting right here is very dear to me because I did it once I had my daughter, and as you see all the vivid colors, that's how bright my daughter's future is. Yes, and it is that same light that God instilled in us that makes us destined for greatness. So chosen ones, I'm going to say it again, chosen ones, they can't take it from us, baby. That light is in us, not on us. And anybody that connects to us like a source of energy is blessed. And you're able to bless them by speaking life into them, by sharing that light that you carry. So yes, let's go into Joseph's story, because Joseph was very much a chosen one, and he had a direct connection with the source, with the higher source. And his brothers hated him for that. It was that why him, not me type of attitude when it came to Joseph. And what they did to Joseph could have broke him. It may have broke him momentarily, but he was destined for greatness. So anything that he went through, it was used for his higher good. It was used for the end result, that greatness that he was destined. And that's why I did this video, because when I read about Joseph, I really resonated with his story, and I felt as though, wow, we really are put through some things as a chosen one, but it's like the mission won't be complete if it's not done that way. If we're not put through those things, if our journey is not rough like it is, we're not able to accomplish that mission. In the end, yes, we win, but the journey is hard. So don't get discouraged. So back to Joseph's story. So for anybody that knows, Joseph's brothers set him up because Joseph was very chosen. He had that light, and he had that direct connection with the source, and he had very vivid dreams of what was to come. Now, Joseph's father knew that Joseph was chosen. To be honest, anybody that encountered Joseph knew that he was special. And his brothers hated on him. It was that why him type of thing when it came to Joseph. So yes, Joseph's brothers set him up. They set him up. They threw him in a ditch. They got him to travel far, far away looking for his brothers. Threw him in a ditch. And then one of his brothers said, what good is he dead to us? So let's sell him. Let's sell him to the Egyptians. Let's sell him to Egypt. And so they sold him to Egypt. Imagine a little boy sold into slavery. Joseph became very close with the Pharaoh. And it got to a point where Joseph, and that same light got him into some trouble because the Pharaoh's wife wanted him. Joseph was honest about it. Joseph did not do anything with Pharaoh's wife. He got thrown into the dungeon. Then in the dungeon he met 2 other men, and he had a dream. He told these 2 men what was to come with their life. Exactly what he dreamt of, exactly what happened. That's what happened to these 2 men. Pharaoh heard about it. He was like, oh man, this is a man of wisdom. Got him out. You know how they say, you got to keep him close. So he wanted to keep Joseph close to him. He made him his right-hand man because Joseph also had a dream about what was to come. There was to come 7 years of famine. And so in order to prepare for this, it was vital to know when it was coming. And so Pharaoh made Joseph his right-hand man. He made Joseph governor of the land. And when the famine came, Joseph's brothers came begging because they had no food. They had no crops. Everything was dead. It was a drought. And so they came begging, and they did not know, I guess because of what the governors and the people that are higher up in that time wore covering their face. So they did not know that this was Joseph. So they're on their knees, they're begging for food, they're begging because they have nothing in their land. And their families are, they have big families. The kids got kids, everybody got kids. So in order to feed their family and sustain, they had ended up where Joseph is. Now, who was to tell you that these same brothers that set Joseph up for death and then figured, let's just sell him into slavery, make something out of nothing type of thing, were going to be on their knees begging this man higher up? And that's what I mean, destined for greatness. Because anything that you go through, God will use in your benefit. God will use to build that empire. You think it's hard now? Well, God is going to use that for the best. So it will all work in your favor in the end. Now, Joseph could have denied his brothers of any source of food. But Joseph, he did throw his brother some tests. He did throw one of his brothers, Benjamin, in jail because he wanted to test his brother's loyalty against his other brothers. And he did trick them by putting their money back in their bags of food, of grains, and then setting them up by sending their men to try to make it look like they was trying to get away with their money, basically stealing. But all of these things led up to his brothers bringing the smaller brother, and finally Joseph revealing himself after he tested their loyalty. Now, Joseph did not deny his brothers of coming to the land of Egypt where there were resources to feed their family. He actually brought all his family over. But just remember, Joseph, like they say, it's the God in me, because Joseph could have denied his brothers of food, but Joseph took well care of all of his family, and his father was finally able to rest in peace once he found out his son was indeed alive. Oh yeah, because his brothers painted it to his father that a beast had ate Joseph. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't worry about how much you're going through. And it's hard, and it's easier said than done, and it's hard in the moment. But in the end, chosen ones, we are destined for greatness. And everything that you're going through right now, every hard part, every rough patch is used for the end result. So this Joseph's story really touched me because it's that why him, not me attitude that a lot of people have against people that carry that light. And in the end, God is really protecting us from those same people because their attitude pushes us away. Their attitude pushes them away from us. And Joseph wouldn't have gotten as far as he got to become governor of the land of Egypt and be able to help all his people and feed his family and give them shelter in the end if he wasn't sold into slavery. So you see how everything works together. Had he not even been placed in that position, he wouldn't have even been able to come through for his family in the end. So in the end, my chosen ones, all that hate they throwing at you, all those rough patches you're going through, it is all for the end result. It is all in your best interest. It will all work out in your favor. And God is using certain people, certain circumstances for you to get to where you need to be. So yes, y'all, back to Joseph's story. I hope that y'all can see how Joseph was meant to be a leader, how he was destined for greatness, and how everything that his brothers put him through, everything that life put him through, everything that he went through in his journey, put him right where he needed to be, positioned him and aligned him right where he needed to be at the exact right time, the divine timing of God. God's plan for your life, no one can disrupt. So don't ever think that because you're going through a hard time, it is put in a pause until it is put in a pause to where you need to go. Listen, when you're a chosen one and you're destined for greatness, can't nobody change that. Can't nobody take it from you because it's not on you, it's in you. And God placed that in you for a reason. There is something in you that we need here on earth, and that is your purpose. And it is really up to you to discover your purpose. Those people that hating on other people, they're not watering their own, they ain't never gonna get to discover their purpose because they're too busy, they're too distracted on worldly things. They're too distracted hating on other people. They're too distracted on getting confused with what their purpose is. Their purpose here on earth is not to focus on somebody else's light. It's not to dim somebody else's life. So yes, I hope this resonated with you, my chosen ones. I hope this inspires you to keep going and motivates you, because at the end of the day, no matter what you go through, when you are chosen, you are destined for greatness. And can't nobody change that. Can't nobody take that from you. Can't nobody dim your light. Maybe momentarily they can dim your light, but baby, everything is positioning you to get to where you need to be. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode on Turn Pain into Power podcast. And please remember to go ahead and check out my custom t-shirts. Link is in the bio, also on your screen, www.custom-art-t-shirts, myshopify.com. Have a blessed day, y'all.